With the speed in which Warhammer 40K has been going woke this year, you might think like the woke Warhammer fans are like the Tyranids, that they're just like this overwhelming Zerg rush coming at you, and it never seems to stop. But the truth is, there's not actually that many of them. They like to be as loud as possible. They coordinate it. They do it in unison. They get together in back Discords to try to coordinate their messages, just like everything else in woke culture. But when it comes down to it, they don't really have a lot of purchasing power. They don't have as much power as you have as a consumer to actually make changes here. And when you actually go and back away from these properties, and me too, and we're the larger group here. We are the ones who are much more of a force, but we're just not loud about it because we just generally have lives. We enjoy the game when we enjoy it, and we're not out trying to make some sort of political cause out of this like they are. So Space Marine 2's out. Space Marine 2 is pretty fantastic by all accounts. Even though it's a pretty short game on the single-player mode, it is 6 to 10 hours, but it does follow up on the first Space Marine game. It does it very well. It keeps the lore intact. It does Warhammer 40K justice. Gameplay's good. Looks pretty. It seems like that extra year that they took in order to develop this was worth it, and it did pretty well. So Pete, they're coming at it anyway. Endymion did a whole video. You can go watch what he said about it yesterday, saying that weirdos are attacking Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, saying it has no diversity. Meanwhile, the trio in the campaign is a white guy, a black guy, and an Asian dude. Keep seething freaks. Yeah, no amount of diversity is enough for them, and of course they want a transgender and a female custody because that's what they're pushing for at this point. Race isn't enough for them now. It's all about the weird gender politics, and the Space Marines probably got to take their armor off and just start, doing some gay stuff for them to be happy at this juncture. It's really weird. I mean, these people that cancel kids in the woke mob are really, like, they're shippers too. They love to like do the shipping fanfic. It's really cringe all the way around. But a couple posts came out on X today where I saw it, and it's a great reminder that we're in the majority. We're really in control here. Even though, we don't control things because Games Workshop does, and they're definitely more leaning towards these vocal minorities, if we just back off of the stuff that's woke, eventually they're going to have to do something about it because they're going to be losing a ton of money. Now, right now, I think Space Marine 2 is really going to be the last great Warhammer 40K product. I think everything that comes out for the next couple of years is going to be a disaster, and as it goes forward, until they actually feel the pain in their wallets and their bank accounts, they're not going to be doing anything else. And remember, these companies operate about a couple years ahead in terms of product that gets released. So it is 2-3 years to flatten the curve to just not buy this stuff. So this is it. This is the last hurrah, maybe. So have fun with it while you can. And we'll get into what's being said and why you should just be optimistic because, again, we're it. We're the loyalists here for the God Emperor. My name's John Delarose. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things science fiction. We're having a lot of fun. I have a great trilogy out called Justified Saga of the Nano Templar, and you can get all 3 books on Amazon. And this is selling like hotcakes, so thank you guys. I really appreciate the Warhammer community and checking this out. If you're a fan of the old Black Library stuff, you'll probably enjoy this. High-action adventure. Really good stuff. It's a great replacement for your Warhammer stuff for your weekend. It was brought to my attention that the Glorified book is out of print right now. I had this with a publisher originally, and look at this, $120. And the publisher went out of business a few years back. I was one of the top sellers there, which was fun. Good people, but they did go out of business. So I've been moving and migrating these over to publish myself. I forgot to put Glorified up as a paperback, and so that's why this is happening. That should go up Monday, maybe Tuesday, later this week. So if you want the paperback of this particular book, do make sure to wait for that, not overpay Amazon, because yikes, that's crazy. I appreciate the collectors out there for sure. All right, so this is Kokujin, who is a Warhammer 40K enthusiast, and he did this long rant, which is really, really poignant, and that's why I want to point this out today. I like this. This is kind of a white pill, I think. They must block, otherwise they would have had their terrible takes and behavior criticized in perpetuity by fans who care about 40K and don't want to tolerate their behavior. They wished they were in the majority so they could win with sheer numbers and drown us all out like the Tyranids, but they cannot. I love comparing them to the Xenos. I mean, it's fantastic. They would fail because they are outliers. So they pretend that we aren't vast, that we are the minority. Yeah, it's all gaslighting. Much like the woke characters who inherited 40K the last few years, those who signed off on the DEI-style direction they want to move the setting into. They hide replies and block actual customers because every move that deviates from the passion that once drove this fan base is booed by those who care for the setting. Every out-of-place shift, every arrogant misstep, we call it out because we know what we love about 40K, and we won't stand for it being disrespected. Let me be direct. I'm addressing the woke entities within Games Workshop. We know that you hated this franchise the moment you started working with it. You didn't get it and never liked it. In your woke elitist circles, oh, how you must have lamented being the outsiders of your little friend group made up of all other newly hired corpo leftists with your fascistic sci-fi setting. I know, right? And with its undeniably racist fandom. You must have been green with envy watching what your ilk did to Star Wars while your hands were tied in your own workplace. How it must pain you deeply, and every time you must produce another product that falls in line with the setting you inherited rather than the one you want it to be. The sting of releasing yet another squad of all-male Space Marine units for the 100,000th time must be excruciating. Yes, that's why Space Marine 2 is getting some criticism right now. Every time you do, you must want to rage against your fiduciary duties, how you must want to scream it from the rooftops, that you don't do it for the fans, you do it to satisfy those holding the reins. Good. Hate wins. Absolutely great stuff. I am going to put Kokujin's Twitter handle in the description below just so he can, hopefully he can get some followers off this. I thought this was fantastic. This was a great rallying cry, a wonderful white pill for a Sunday. I loved it. And this came right here. So somebody said that there were tourists. Fans talk about the IP. Tourists like Norn, that's Kaya, and Cerebus, oh my gosh, are just here to start drama and hate the fans. Absolutely. Absolutely. Every single one of them are. And he talks about how Cerebus has him blocked. Kaya's got me blocked over here, of course. And they just keep going. They troll through these Twitter feeds like mine and of course Thor Odinson here to try to get people riled up and their fan base is attacking us. I've seen it. I've seen like when their little transgender army mob comes and like hits my feed. They actually hit it on my recent Kickstarter. They just went through and just like I just got a ton of like trans flags and Palestinian flags saying, "Oh, your comic book looks terrible." It's like, okay, enjoy that. But there's been some good stuff here. And Thor Odinson follows up. He says they're absolutely outliers. It's proven time and time again when the greater 40K fandom is given an opportunity to be heard. You can see it in the like-dislike ratio on faction focus. And this is the big one, and I appreciate his journalism here. You could see when they did the Adeptus Custodes earlier this year, absolutely got ratioed like crazy because nobody wants the female Custodes. Nobody wants this. Nobody in Warhammer is interested in this. They're forcing it anyway. I am genuinely curious. Should female Space Marines be introduced in the settings? No. I mean, every single time this comes up, not doing well. Meet the Custodian on board. It is Warhammer official right here. And as you can see, it's another deal. View hidden replies. Yes, there's lots of hidden replies on here as well. This is what they do. They try to make sure you're silenced. They want you gone. They want you not to have a voice. And it's because your voice is very, very effective, and there's a lot of us. The more of us that do this, the more that we actually call them out and tell them that they're wrong, and don't be too crazy on them or anything like that, because that only gives ammo. But they can't stop us. We have the majority here. We are the ones that actually are, have disposable income. We're the ones that buy the limited edition Black Library books that have sold out for years, right? We're the ones that actually read. We're the ones that actually know the lore. And so if you just keep it up, make sure to keep applying the pressure. Remember that the ride never ends. There's going to be victories. There's going to be losses. But we can keep it going, and we can bring the hurt, and we will win eventually. That's my white pill message for the day. So don't fear the SJWs. They Zerg rush you, but they peter out real quick. They're not that strong. They really aren't. We have the truth on our side. We have the lore on our side. We have science fiction on our side, and we will win. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. I love this message. It made me very, very happy today. Hit the like and subscribe button, and please check out Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. I'll have the link in the description below, and that nice fellow's Twitter profile on Amazon so that he can gain some follows from this. We like to support our friends, like to support our allies. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to build each other together. We'll be back soon.